Welcome back to another race for you guys. My name is Tyler, and today in Texas it is beautiful, and it's also a race day in Florida with the World of Outlaws as they head back to East Bay for the first time since 1983. The last time the World of Outlaws were there, Steve Kinzer was on the track and picked up the win, and the last time sprint cars were at the track, Donnie Schatz picked up the victory with the All-Stars. He'll go for win number 300 tonight, but the here and now is Carson Macedo. Last night at Volusia Speedway Park, JJR picked up the win and became the third different winner in the 2021 campaign with the World of Outlaws, but we haven't even left Volusia yet. We're headed to a different track for the first time in 2021. Leave a comment down below who you think will pick up the win tonight at East Bay as we return to racing. I'm headed back to the house. Bevo's been hanging out at the dog park all morning long, and let's get right into it. Alrighty, welcome back, you guys. So hot laps are on the track right now. We are having 25 cars checked into the pits tonight, 35 laps around the 1/3 mile, Clay Oval in Tampa, Florida. A couple storylines I just wanted to touch on while hot laps are going on right now. PPM and Tyler Swank partnered up, and last night it looked really, really good. He was my rookie of the race last night, and coming into tonight, I'm expecting sort of the same. Another rookie, Aaron REUTZEL, he actually drew the 1 in qualifying tonight, so he'll get first dibs on the track for qualifying. And it'll be interesting to see how these two kind of compete for the night as we make our trip to a different track besides Volusia for the first time in the 2021 season. Donnie Schatz drew the 2, and after him, Brad Sweet and Logan Schuchart all kind of struggled in qualifying, and it put them behind the 8 ball in their heat race. He actually draws the 2, so it'll be interesting to see if he can put down a good lap in qualifying. And Donnie's looking for win number 300 with the World of Outlaws. He was the last guy to win with the sprint cars on the track at East Bay, so hopefully he can get a good showing tonight as well. Brad Sweet last night was nowhere to be seen. Hopefully he can get a good lap in and put himself in the front of his heat race and put him in a good spot to make the dash tonight. Logan Schuchart and Donnie actually made a engine change coming into tonight, so hopefully Logan, as he bounced back from the early spin last night and bounced back to a 9th place finish, can maintain his points tie right now with last night's winner, Carson Macedo. Speaking of Carson Macedo, JJR, they look really strong right now. I said a few weeks ago that getting Phil Dietz back probably was a godsend with them, and I think they're gonna have a great season this year. They might roll off double-digit wins. Who knows what that team can do? With David Gravel being in the car, and he was kind of a part-time driver, it'll be really interesting to see if they can roll off double-digit wins this year and really go after a championship with a guy that's full-time and one of the best crew chiefs in the land, Phil Dietz, behind the wrenches. The track record was set by Chad Kimenol back in 2002 with a lap of 11.6, and we're almost done with hot laps right now, and qualifying is just about to get onto the track, and I doubt we're going to be anywhere near there as we had a lot of rain overnight at the track and it's pretty grimy. It'll probably shape up really good for the feature, but I got a feeling that the track record is going to be safe tonight. So let's get right into qualifying results. So like I said, the track record is 11.6 set back in 2002, and first out would be Aaron REUTZEL in the Roth Motorsports 83 car, and he would set a time of 12.5, which was blistering fast at the time. And the track was really starting to shape up and widen out. We were getting about halfway up the track where the cushion was, and one of the later cars, Sheldon Hodenshield, would set a time of 12.5, and he would be quick time for a while and go 3rd fastest overall. 2nd fastest overall would be the big cat Brad Sweet with a time of 12.5, and stealing it as the 2nd to last car out on the track is the All-Star regular going for an All-Star championship in just a few weeks, Corey Eliason, setting a really fast time and stealing it from Brad Sweet. And so he was quick time on the night. He'll start on the pole of his heat race. Brad will start on the pole of his heat race, and Sheldon will start on the pole of his heat race. We'd have 3 heat races tonight. Each of them is gonna go 10 laps. We're gonna transfer the top 6 into the A main. The rest will go to the B main, and the top 2 are gonna go to the dash. Aaron REUTZEL and Corey Eliason would start on the front row of heat race number 1, and Aaron would slip out to the early lead. Corey would try to fend off a hard-charging Donnie Schatz from 5th to 3rd on the first lap by the time they got to turn 3. And with 3 laps to go, Wayne Johnson brings out the caution as he slows and heads back to the pits. He was in a transfer spot, unfortunately, and so we would get a restart. And on the restart, Donnie Schatz would slip underneath of Corey Eliason and pick up the final dash spot. Logan Schuchart would finish 4th, Justin Peck 5th, and Gio Scelzi in the final transfer spot. Aaron REUTZEL picks up the win and will go to the dash as well. Heat race number 2 would go flag to flag, and the track is still pretty narrow, so not a whole lot of passing. Double down Jason Sides and Brad Sweet started on the front row, and Jason actually wins heat race number 2, and Brad Sweet finishes 2nd. Brent Marks and Carson Macedo were waging war for 5th and 6th ahead of Sam Hafertepe, who actually misses out on the transfer, so he'll go to the B. David Gravel finishes 3rd, and Craig Kinzer finishes 4th. Heat race number 3 would have Sheldon Hodenshield and the Jonestown Jet Brock Zierfoss on the front row as the rookie tries to win a heat race, and he actually does. He goes on to win the heat race, fending off Sheldon Hodenshield. The track is still pretty narrow, and clean air seems to be king tonight, so being in that dash is going to be really vital to getting a good start in the feature. Tonight we've had 2 rookies win in Aaron REUTZEL and Brock Zierfoss, while PPM actually misses the transfer trying to get around Terry McCarl, and he just can't do it. And so Sheldon Hodenshield and Brock Zierfoss were going to the dash as well. The finishers from the heat races would go to the random redraw for the dash, and Aaron REUTZEL would pick up the pole for the dash. To his outside would be Brad Sweet, and on the start, Brad would run the top line, which was the dominant line so far tonight, and pick up the win in the dash. He'll start on the pole of the feature tonight, and Aaron REUTZEL finishes 2nd. The bottom was starting to show itself a little bit when Sheldon Hodenshield and Donnie Schatz were battling for 3rd and 4th, and Sheldon would pick up 3rd, Schatz 4th, Jason Sides would finish 5th, and Brock Zierfoss, another rookie, would finish 6th. That's going to set the top 6 starters for the feature tonight. Before we'd run our feature tonight, we would have a B main tonight with 7 cars in it, and 6 would transfer in. 3 of those guys being our Outlaw regulars, Mason Daniel, PPM, and Wayne Johnson after having troubles in the first heat race. Sam Hafertepe would also be in the B main as well, and 1 guy would go home, so...
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Anyway, we'd have 1 guy going home, and all of our Outlaw regulars would transfer into the feature tonight. Sam Hafertepe would win big, and next up is the feature. We're going to go 35 laps for $10,000 with the World of Outlaws, and the greatest show on dirt was about to put on a great show, and they did. One of the greatest shows that East Bay had seen ever, according to some of the locals. Some of the local drivers were saying that this was the most hooked up that they had ever seen the track, and we knew that we were in for a show when the World of Outlaws come to town. Brad Sweet was starting on the pole, and Aaron REUTZEL was to his outside. Some guys that were already behind the 8 ball after their heat race finishes were guys like David Gravel, and Carson Macedo was starting in the 9th row, so it'd be interesting to see if the hard charger and winner from last night could charge through the field. At the start of the race, Aaron REUTZEL got around the outside of Brad Sweet, and on lap 1, Jason Sides and Sheldon Hodenshield get together in turn number 1 and bring out the first caution. They would go to the tail, and we'd have a complete restart. Brad Sweet would actually jump the start and get penalized 1 row, and that would put Donnie Schatz on the inside of the front row for the restart after just 1 lap. And Donnie tries to get around Aaron on the first lap, but can't do it. Aaron shoots out to the early lead, and Brad Sweet and Donnie Schatz wage war for 2nd. And with 27 laps to go, Sam Hafertepe brings out the caution in turn number 3 and 4. On the restart, Aaron shoots out to the early lead and starts showing us this really unique line where he's running 4 above the cushion, and it was really great to see him be able to just put on a show for everybody else. A straightaway out in front of a war continuing with Donnie Schatz and Brad Sweet. Aaron was way out in front, and then with about halfway through the race, Jason Sides flips hard in turn 2 and almost gets into Aaron, but Aaron dodges him, and Jason's night would be done after starting 3rd. The top 5 at halfway were Aaron REUTZEL, Brad Sweet, Donnie Schatz, Logan Schuhart, and then Corey Eliason. Carson Macedo, last night's winner, is already up to 8th. On the restart, Donnie and Brad continue their battle for 2nd behind Aaron REUTZEL, and Brad actually gets around Donnie and starts distancing him himself and chasing down Aaron REUTZEL. Bottom was starting to come in a little bit, and Brad was running really low in 3 and 4 while Aaron was running 4 in the fluff all the way around. And with about 10 laps to go, they started catching heavy lap traffic. And with 5 laps to go, Carson Macedo was up into the top 5. He was passing cars left and right, got around Logan, then got underneath Donnie, and Aaron was elbows up all the way out in front of everybody else, and he would actually go on to be the winner. Brad Sweet couldn't chase him down. He finishes 2nd, and Carson Macedo, after starting 17th, comes home in the 3rd spot. The big cat Brad Sweet did all he could to get around Aaron, but just couldn't do it. He'll move up a little bit in the points as he finishes ahead of Carson Macedo, Donnie Schatz, and David Gravel. David actually slipped back to 13th. At one point, he was starting to push the top 5, and then about halfway through, just started to slip through the field, and he finished up 13th. And then Carson Macedo, he's going to be the points leader after 4 races into the 2021 season, and JJR looks like they are set to make a championship run this year. It's unbelievable what that team has been able to do so far this season, and especially being behind the 8 ball, he gave the field 9 rows tonight. So the World of Outlaws are leaving Florida for the first time, and we're already 4 races in. Next week we'll be in Louisiana and Mississippi. Louisiana, the Rev, we're actually gonna go to that track, and then the weekend after that, we'll be down in Page, Texas for 2 nights at Cotton Bowl Speedway. So I'll be able to provide you guys with as much content as I can and live action from the track. So until then, I'll see you at the next one, and keep those hearts racing. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single bit of the action around the world of Outlaws and All-Star Series throughout 2021. I can't wait to see you at the next track, and have a wonderful day.